welcome to the Peter podcast. Today we're joined by Ben and Tom, who are currently working towards a process leader apprenticeship standard with us here at Peter. And really today is just to really understand about how leadership and that level of leadership in the business makes a real impact in engineering. So welcome.
Thank you.
Do you want to introduce yourselves and let us know a bit about it?
My name's Tom. I work for Bumblebee Lighting. I'm operations manager within the company. Operations manager? Production manager, sorry. Okay. That'll be better. I want to be operations manager.
So that's next, is it?
That's my next step, yeah. So that's why I'm on the course.
Nice.
Yeah. My name's Ben Johnston, and I'm a team leader at Eton Aerospace at Bedhampton. Similar to Tom, so I'm on the course to take that next step up, which would be an MTM, which is manufacturing team manager within Eton.
Nice.
Either in Bedhampton or Titchfield Arts.
Yeah, you've got two sites, haven't
Yes.
you? Yeah, okay. Amazing. So how are you finding the course so far?
Busy. It's
Okay.
good. Yeah, it's quite good. I mean, we're only one day here a week, but it's keeping us busy.
So you've done the leadership stuff up front.
Yeah, so we did all the CMI stuff first, and now we're started on the actual course. So we're on assignment 1 still, I think.
Yes, just finishing assignment 1. Completed the CMI, which we all passed, which was good, which was really relevant to my sort of current role of the modules were all based on what I do from day to day at the moment, like team building and also the HR aspect of it. So that was easier to get through. Now we're on to sort of the challenging part of the HNC for engineering, which is a challenge.
So the process leader is set up to really help people to deliver a really smooth production line, make sure people are, team management and the technical side of it as well. So let's talk about team management first of all. How is that? How are you finding that? What are the joys of managing teams?
It's extremely challenging, but I do enjoy it. No 2 days are sort of the same because there's lots of firefighting going on. That's your day to day. Any challenges that arrive need to be dealt with in a swift manner. But also on top of that, you have the people aspect, which throws an extra element into everyone has a complex life and seems to think.
And how do you manage that in a production environment? Because it's all about efficiencies and production, and then people generally are people, and they bring, as you said, all that with them to work. How does that work?
You got to balance the expectation of the company.
Okay.
And what the employee kind of brings in with them. So you got to make sure that they're happy, right? And then they're working on the bench. So
how do you do that? How do you make sure people are happy?
Well, it's the simple things in life, really, isn't it? A nice coffee machine, maybe biscuits. That's the start of a good day for some people. So
100%.
Yeah, we have fruit and veg on the side. So
and the company does that for you. Do they?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, bless her in the office. She's always trying to sort it out, but under a lot of pressure sometimes. So yeah, it's nice.
And do you think you've changed anything through the learning? Because going into the workplace and you've learned some skills about how to lead and manage people, and then going to practice that, how's that?
I think it's more a case of reinforcing what we were already doing. Well, I speak for myself, what I was already doing, or Eton as a whole was already doing. They talk about, you have to make sure that everyone's treated fairly. You have to make sure that everyone is listened to, and then recognition and reward for a good job and a good outcome always goes a long way for morale. And the first part of CMI touched on that. It touched on all different styles of management, where there's this sort of McGregor X and Y theory where you can take teams and you can either give them a challenge or give them a task and trust them to complete it independently, or there's some team members that maybe would need a little bit more focus and a little bit more overview to make sure that they complete the task in a timely manner. And then there's obviously the laissez-faire sort of standing back and just letting them get on with it. So it was all already part of what I did on a day-to-day basis, but it was just differentiating between the different styles and what they were called, et cetera, et cetera.
And sometimes knowing that and understanding that helps you feel more confident in how you deliver that.
Yeah, it gives the confidence to do better, I think, and deal with situations in a better way. So, which is quite nice. And
it's your personality, but with structure behind it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So do you feel able to bring your personalities, you as leaders to work?
Absolutely, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's talk then about the HNC. So you're now on the technical component. How does that add value to you as a leader?
For me personally, joining Eton roughly about 3 years ago, I was in the pharmaceutical sector before, went to aerospace afterwards, but completely different sort of product.
Yeah.
So joining Eton in a position because of the fact that I was a team leader and my management style, but not knowing the product or how it's manufactured was a challenge when I first started. I'm able to pick up enough to hold conversations and be part of the conversation. But this is giving me a more in-depth view. So when I'm talking to extremely clever design engineers, I have a better understanding of what they're telling me, how to digest it. And like I say, Modi and the team of going through all the slides gives me a better sort of understanding of all manufacturing process from, die casting and helicals and all of the stuff that I talk about on a day-to-day basis.
That's amazing. And I worked with a company to help design this programme quite a few years ago. And it's great to hear that, because actually it's about the confidence of being able to understand the experts.
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
So there was a lot of nodding from you then. So
Yeah, because I mean, it's quite a varied sort of course, right? And obviously we work in certain fields where it's quite narrowed down, but now I know a lot more about other things I never knew about. So for me, I was a long time ago, I was a chef.
Right.
And then I worked on the shop floor at Bumblebee Lighting about 4 years ago, and I've slowly worked my way up. So I've been in lighting design, I did technical manager as well, and now I'm production manager. So it's my journey from what I was, let's say 10 years ago to now is massive, but actually this course has given me the skill set to become that next step up.
amazing. When did your career start?
So
I'll tell you why I've moved back, and then we'll come back. 'Cause it's
what, from school or?
Yeah.
So I left school and started in the mobile phone industry, actually. So and that was a long time ago, and progressed a career in selling mobile phones.
Right.
And then a bit of a sob story, but when my wife was pregnant, she became very ill and my son was born prematurely. So I gave up that work and I joined a pharmaceutical company, just working night shift just to pay the bills, and then worked my way up from there, sort of digesting everything that was available to me, working my way up and up and up, getting the confidence to, hold tier meetings and do shift handovers, etc. And then from there, got made redundant.
Right.
But all the skills that I have learnt from Pfizer, I was able to adapt and move to a different aerospace company where I gained more skills and knowledge as a team leader. I spent a few years there before moving on to Eton.
Amazing. So it's all about learning for you. So it's keep developing, keep learning, and that's
Absolutely.
where you move on, and the rewards happen. So the reason I paused is that my background is hospitality. That was my first job, and I just got stuck in and gave it a good go. And so go on, let's hear about your career. Then I just wanted to check that you weren't working in hospitality first.
So I mean, I came out of school, college, went to uni, and then ended up in the kitchens. And that was probably
Pressure, lots of pressure.
Yeah,
in the
loved
kitchens.
it. Absolutely loved it. And the lifestyle of it all kind of went hand in hand. Late night, early mornings, just really thrived off it. And I used it to go travel on as well.
Wow.
So I spent 2 years traveling around Southeast Asia, very common sort of thing, and ended up in New Zealand for a year.
Nice.
As a chef, and then came back, and then did some more chefing, and then met my wife. And then the reason I left chefing is because my wife got cancer. She got fixed, and then now I was like, well, I need a new job. And then thankfully I found Bumblebee Lighting, and then
And so ever since you've been in Bumblebee Lighting, you've been learning ever since.
Yeah, and again, it's all about education, right? It's all about progressing yourself as a person. There's no point being stagnated, right? So it's all about personal growth.
And so face-to-face learning,
Better
virtual.
I don't like virtual myself.
Yeah, I struggle with virtual too. Yeah.
So in
Courses
centre.
online. I just done stuff for like the LIA, which is the lighting design and stuff, and that was all online, and really struggled with that. So
Your preference then is 100% in the classroom.
Yeah, I mean, there's some obviously,
points, I guess. But.
Yeah, obviously some we go away and have to do assignments and prepare presentations like we do ourselves.
Yeah.
Myself and Tom are quite similar, where and this is where I'm very thankful that Eton, especially my manager, gives you the time that you needed if I need to step away. But because they're in a sort of highly intense production environment, it can be quite difficult to be at your desk, having to deal with all the issues and thinking about all of the presentations and the assignments that we need.
Try and hide in the meeting room, but it's
Yeah, fortunately,
okay.
my manager is very, very good, and he gives me lots of time that if I tell him I need it.
So how do you manage that? Because managing a full-time line management role, off the job, the equivalent of 1 day a week, and obviously family lives that you've just both mentioned. So how do you manage that? What would be the advice then you would give somebody undertaking this programme?
Well, my advice would be you just have to stay on top of it. You just have to stay on top of it, because if you let it run away with you, you can feel like you're behind and you'd be forever chasing it. So every opportunity I get, I just sort of revisit my assignment, make sure, reread it again, any bits I needed to add. We're given, in between assignments, we're given about a month each one. So yeah, just make sure you're focusing on it. Obviously, we've all come to do this course as part of our progression in our careers, so you have to treat it as such and just stay on top of it at all times.
Yeah, we're adults, right? We're not, straight out of school into this, spending a few hours every week to keep ahead of things. So.
And do you think it's had an impact? You both mentioned right to the beginning of this about your next steps. You know what you're heading for. You're aspiring for the next level, which is amazing. Do you feel like you've made progress towards that with this programme?
Yeah, I think we're 9 weeks in of the actual
To the second
HNC.
part.
Yeah. And I think it's definitely given me,
And do you think your workplace have noticed the difference?
I hope so.
Yeah, I would say so, yes. Yeah.
So did you get any feedback from the workplace on that?
I did get feedback, especially on, passing the CMI part of it and the congratulations from that. And then obviously just in my one-to-ones with my manager, sort of talking about how I'm finding the course and anything that we've sort of learned from an engineering aspect. One thing I learned is through doing the course and speaking about it is a lot of the senior managers within Eton are also have engineering qualifications as well. So that sort of gives me a bit of a green light that I'm heading in the right direction.
Yeah.
All of my peers around me, all of the people I respect are also coming from an engineering background. So,
And what's interesting about this qualification is that, or this apprenticeship standard, is it's leadership and technical knowledge as well. So it's not just the technical, you're actually being able to specialise a little bit in leading people, which is really essential. Amazing. Thank you.
It's all right.